Hi, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, and I'm proud to present Dingle batch number 2. So this is the second time that I've had a Dingle whiskey here in front of the camera, and I've already done the German video, the unboxing live on YouTube. And Dingle number 1 was my first video I ever did in English. So WhiskyJason, a whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting Irish whiskey, which is rare and exotic. Rare and exotic because this bottle is highly sought after and hardly anyone had their hands on it. I have bottle number 2851, distilled by Peter Marley. Is that correct? Let's see here. I didn't even write down the distiller. Actually, it should be John McDougall was the master distiller at the very beginning. And this was established in 2012. So we have Oliver, we have Liam, and we have Peter, the three guys who actually do the Dingle single malt. And the interesting thing is, as I said, I've already opened this. Is that this bottle was only distributed in Ireland, and I received, thank you very much, Celtic Whiskey Shop special email invitation to buy one of these bottles since they were very limited in the amount of bottles that they received. And since I was quick enough, I actually was able to import it directly out of Ireland over here to Germany and taste it. Online, I did a bottle share, and so I'm sorry, everything's gone, even the bottle. And so we'll have to now try this. I love the cork, very, very big. I love the little symbol that there's on there. So that's their little icon. And the first batch number 1 was pure bourbon barrels. That batch number 2 is sherry barrels. So matured in bourbon, Orlolozo, and Pedro Jimenez casks, triple distilled Irish whiskey. I would like to read a little bit from the back here. So it says here, distilled in distant Dingle. If you ever go to the Cliff of Moors in Ireland, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful national World Heritage Site. From Dingle, that's where the boat actually goes out, and you can take a look at those cliffs from the sea. My wife and I, we did that 2 years ago. I'll be in Ireland again in the summer of 2019, and this time I actually love to visit the distillery here. Distilled in distant Dingle, it rains a lot in Dingle County, Kerry, the most westerly town in Europe. The Atlantic dividing Dingle from the next parish in America ensures a mild marine microclimate. This unique combination of influences speaks softly but distinctly through our whiskeys. Dingle is where it is created, where it is aged. This sense of place is at its heart. When the first new make spirit trickled into existence at the Dingle Whiskey Distillery, that was in November of 2012, by the way, the first purpose-built distillery on the island of Ireland in over a century, it was an event of huge significance. Founder Oliver Hughes described the pristine newborn spirit as malty, smooth, delicate, and velvety. Created by the marriage of meticulously selected casks, both sherry, Pedro Jimenez, and Orlolozo, and bourbon, this single malt whiskey is a small piece of history, unique and rare. Delicate, dry, and citrus, and subtle vanilla notes, it dances across the palate and finishes long and slow with elegant complexity. At Dingle, we distill 4 casks a day. I say that's the exact same amount that evaporates at Jim Beam every day. We believe that only on such an artisan scale can we express our independence and individuality, creating whiskey of unique character. Each cask is distilled and matured in Dingle, where the intrinsic elements of this special place create a whiskey distinctive to any other. The Dingle character as singular as a fingerprint, cilantro. So also what's very, very interesting is each and every bottle has its own unique artisan's representation. And here we have the Sleeping Giant from Leon O'Neill. So a very, I'll just put this here so you can see that. That's the island here in the background. You can see the sleeping giant. A very nice thing here. So, enough discussing, because I wanted to give it a little bit of time in the glass. Wow, is that a cherry bomb? But it's a fresh cherry bomb. Usually, if I think of a cherry bomb, I think of a 26-year-old Ben Nevis that has been matured for a very long decades in a cherry cask. This is a little bit different. This is a sweet. This is a fresh. This is strawberries. Very nice, fresh elements. I really enjoyed batch number 1, which a friend actually brought back from Ireland, and I got a sample this time. It's the opposite. I have the bottle and he gets a sample. That's the way things work. He actually was in Ireland. He looked in all the different pubs and shops and everything all around Dingle. He couldn't find a single bottle. He was actually there on location and it wasn't available. Sorry, sold out. And that I got this bottle is really a privilege. I have another friend. He's actually a founding father of Dingle. He's from Germany. He bought a cask, thousands of euros he's invested in this cask, and he didn't get a bottle from batch 1, nor did he get batch number 2. Even connection sometimes doesn't always help, but thank you very much, Celtic Whiskey Shop, for this privilege of having this bottle shared in Germany. Everyone got a 5CL basically, and so we made a few people, over 10 people, happy. So, going back now to the nose, it's just a very fresh Oloroso PX sherry moment. Very, I'm going to continue with the word strawberry. It's very smooth. Now, Dingle did something special. They said they would like to create smooth whiskey from the onset. So normally you would have a very bitey, a very strong, peppery, burning sensation in your mouth when you have moonshine or white dog. And they said in Dingle, hey, why don't we have the smoothness from the very beginning? And so they created pot stills that are very unique. The reflux, that's this little bulge above the pot still, is very large, which means that when they distill it, the spirit goes up, condenses, comes back down. Goes up, comes back down, and goes up and comes back down. And only the finest of the spirits actually make it up over to the lane arm and then condense and become the whiskey that we have. And if you have to remember, in Ireland, triple distilled, so a 3-step process, and that's a very interesting thing. The 3 guys that started this, Oliver and John, as well as Liam, they actually were, in their youth, craft beer distillers. So they started the Porterhouse Brewing Company. And then while their tastes and palates matured, that's what they wrote on the website themselves, they discovered whiskey. And so they started doing craft beer in 1996, and in November of 2012, they actually had their first whiskey. So you actually see a development, and that's a very interesting thing. Online, they say they have an output of between 2, the website, and here the can here of 4 casks per day. Who knows? I just get that fresh Oloroso and PX sherry. Very nice. Okay, in the mouth. Wow. Very much PX Oloroso sherry. Fairly smooth. It's bottled at, I forgot to mention that, 46.5%. So it's non-chilled filtered. No coloring added. Very nice as well. And this is batch number 2, the second small batch release. It's very sweet. Oh wow, it's good. Batch number 1 was Hawaiian Punch, and this is strawberry punch with sherry added to it. What I'm a little bit missing, I must admit, is that typical Dingle characteristic of the whiskey itself. It is, I'm not going to use the word masked by the sherry, but rather it is very strongly influenced by the sherry. Which, of course, I think the distiller wanted, and so it's exactly how it should be, but I thoroughly enjoyed batch number 1, and so I'm a little bit disappointed that sherry influence is so evident and so strong, but I'm sure it's going to... Everyone that I've read online, not very many people, by the way, since it's brand new, they all enjoyed it and were thoroughly pleased with this release. Prices? Celtic Whiskey Shop, £69, which translated with shipping and import taxes into 99 euros. So this is about a $110 bottle here. Also, the bottle shape, it's a little bit like it's squished together. This is a typical Irish bottle. This is Tyrconnell. And you just see that it's fatter and a little bit smaller, which I think is really kind of interesting and nice. I like that. But and it's got a... Oh, this foot is just... This weighs a lot. The very thick glass, very nice. So, Dingle Distillery at the bottom, Country Kerry, Ireland. Very, very well manufactured. Very, very, very heavy. Even the empty bottle is going to be very heavy. As I mentioned once again, very thick cork, highly... very artisan, very, very well done. A very, very high craftsmanship there. Can I add anything else in this moment? I guess not. I'm going to give it the grade of B+. It's not a B, it's not an A-. It's a very nice, it's still a little bit on the young side, but it's definitely a B+. I really enjoy it. That's very good. I expect big things and great things here from Dingle. When everything works out correctly in July of 2018, I will visit the distillery. I will have my camera and my microphone with me, and I'll interview people there and try to actually capture as much information as possible to understand the entire process and put it online also for you. But right now, batch number 2 was a success. Value for money, imagine I was in Ireland and I could actually buy it for the 69 pounds that I paid for it. They have euro in Europe. They have euro over there in Ireland. In Northern Ireland they don't. So I paid, it was 69 euros is what I paid for it, and 99 euros is what it turned into with taxes and so on. So it's 69 euros. I'm going to give it a C. I would almost give it a C-, but it is a limited edition. It is a new distillery. At the very beginning, there were basically only 3 distilleries in all of Ireland. That was Bushmills, and that was then Middleton, and then Cooley came later on. This is the 4th distillery. These were the first person who actually created their own single malt whiskey as artisans in November 2012. It was an amazing thing. And it's great that they did this, and I'm very, very pleased to have this here. WhiskyJason here, a whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany. Dingle Single Malt Batch 2 Sherry casks. I love reviewing exotic and rare whiskeys. Ta-da! And I hope you enjoy this. My videos are released on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. See you soon. Bye-bye.